I need you, Lord. Fill me up, oh Lord. Fill me up, I need you. Yeah, know you gon' do it. You got a shot and I know you gon' shoot it. Know you don't want it, you don't got it to it. Look at my life and you could read it to it. You gave me chance after chance and I blew it. Show me the way and I still didn't do it. Looked in the mirror like, what am I doing? Know that you with me when I'm going through it. Wouldn't be here if I didn't put you in.
We just got back from a dope gym session. P-Dog, some of the homies, some of the HBA doctors in the house. Sweetie crushed it. Let's go. Time to go to the venue.
Lord, fill me up, oh Lord. Fill me up, I need you, Lord. Fill me up, oh Lord. Fill me up, I need you. Where would I go without peace? That'd be like me trying to run with no feet.
So the compound code, HBA Mastermind, welcome. This is Q2 of 2026. And this theme today is momentum. We're gonna accelerate. So a lot of you have been hitting new highs, learning new information. A lot of you are new to the group, joining. It's like you have the momentum. So we're gonna teach you how to take that momentum and just accelerate through the atmosphere. Cool? One of the best things about the room and the reason why we do what we do, it's been so impactful for us to have masterminds because sometimes you learn more from the person from your left to your right than you will us. Like you guys hear us yap in the modules, you heard us yap on calls every week, right? So it's like, we're gonna talk about some of the same things that you guys may have heard in a different way. And then some new growth things that have helped us 10x, right? But to the left, to the right, you don't get to speak to them all the time. So they may have a hack that may help you grow to the next level. So make sure, I'm speaking to myself in the rooms. I'm always like the guy, like, I don't wanna go talk to everybody, but it's like, you have to force yourself to go connect and speak with everyone because they have the one thing, they may have the one thing that you need. The one thing that you need to grow your business. So make sure you connect, very, very important. And then swap all the hacks. Like, hey, I know Dr. Tom was like, oh, I got somebody I wanna open up and look at their funnel. It's like, look at each other's funnel, ask what they're doing, look at their scripts, all that type of stuff, because it's gonna be very important. And then use the breaks. We have a lot of networking intertwined in here. We really love going to events where we have like a lot of networking. Because again, speaking to one another is gonna be one of the biggest things. Ask questions, talk numbers, whatever you're comfortable with. And awesome. Sweet, here's a general schedule. You all should have this as well. Both days will be here. There won't be two different venues, so both days will be here. Awesome, let's dive in. Momentum. Stop adding, start compounding. Someone needs a Wi-Fi. Awesome, so what we wanna do right now is just take 2 minutes. So everyone like take out a pencil, take out a pad, take out your phone, and like write down what your biggest bottleneck is right now that you think. The bottleneck that's keeping you from just exponential growth. It can be yourself, it could be a thing, it could be something you need to learn, a person, a team member that has to let go. Like what is that bottleneck in your business right now? And then number 2, what's the one thing that you need to 10x? What's the one big takeaway you need from this weekend to 10x your business, 10x your life, 10x your vision?
I already made my list on that.
I love it.
Let's go.
And one big thing we want all of you to walk away with this weekend is clarity. Clarity and a bigger vision. Like whenever we go to our masterminds, we walk away just like having a bigger vision in our head of what's possible because you're talking to people who are where you want to be, who are on the same path as you. You get to reach back and help people come up as well and see where you were and where you are now, see how far you've come. Because I think you know so much about the future based on what you've been able to accomplish in the past.
And we always say to you guys, like, we aren't that smart, right? We look to our mentors, we look to the things that have helped us. This is structured very intentionally. You guys know we do 4 of these a year. We do them every 3 months, that they each strategically unlock something else for you. These build on one another and like utilize that of what is the one thing I need to get to the next milestone.
So good.
I put my heart on the leash. I want the pain that I'm feeling to cease. I just be trying to grow up, but the pain from the past don't want to release. Now you gon' set me free. That's why I'm calling on you like gold.
This is my favorite. You guys always hear like, oh man, we're on a rocket ship. Well, we are. So a rocket ship. First, let me use my plane analogy.
Oh,
so you guys know.
Okay.
Don't hate. So you guys know I'm learning how to fly. I'm becoming a pilot. This is working my brain in different ways that I never know existed, which is awesome. But it takes so much energy. When I'm on the runway, it takes so much energy and RPM to get it off the ground. Like I have to give it everything, flaps out. Like, you know what I mean? And then guess what? When I get up to cruise, it takes less energy. That's us. We're a rocket ship. So stage one in the rocket ship, this is where the most energy burns, the most fuel, and it gets you off the ground. The rocket ship on the ground, you have the most boosters around you. Stage one. So where are you at in your stage to get into where you want to go? I alluded to it earlier. It's like you have to know where you're going so you know the energy that it's requiring right now is not going to be forever, but you know I need to put everything into this right now so we can get going. Is that team? Like Dr. AJ, is that restructuring your team? It's like I know I can't take my team to where I'm going. It's like I know it's going to take a lot of energy to find new people, to hire new people, to structure new contracts. It's like, do you want to stay on the ground or do you want to get to where you're going to go? Are you willing to put that energy in to boost off? Because there's more. And that's not even where you're going to spend most of the time. But it may feel like it. Stage one. Stage two, the accelerator, mid-flight boost. It takes over. So this pushes you. You're in the atmosphere now. Gives you another boost. So you get to a certain level and you have to let off more of your baggage. You have to let go of more things that are on your rocket ship. Is that team? Is that systems? Is that belief? What is that thing that you have to let go to get to the next level? Let go of the current circle you're in. Start to fill your circle with other people all around the country who are also headed in the same direction to you. Like no one in here is going to hate on each other, right? We have a lot of people externally who does that, so you have to limit that. Don't even let that get into your head. If it's your family, limit your communication with them. Like you just have to do that to get to where you're going. Let that go so you can get past the atmosphere. And
they all think it's crazy, you guys, until it happens. Like just remind yourself that as much as you need to.
Mm-hmm. And then the payload, the last stage, the destination. This is where you're actually in orbit and your vision comes true and you have the outcome. But a lot of us, if I asked you, would you be able to tell me the vision and the outcome that you want for your life? What does your life look like in 10 years? Or you're just so caught up on stage one that you're like, this takes a lot of energy. I don't want to do this. I'm just trying and trying and trying. But you don't actually know what you're doing it for. But when you know what you're doing it for, guess what? It becomes easy down here, easier. Like when they're building the rocket, they know that it's what they needed to get it to, and it makes it so easy, right? But if you don't know that number, you're just down there doing whatever, spending energy doing things that maybe shouldn't exist. Like there's a lot of things that they can do down here that won't even propel the rocket in the air, but they don't spend time doing that because they know where they're going and they know what's required and not required. Does that make sense? Super, super important. So what stage are you in? Your business is a rocket. Each stage has an expiration date. I always say too, like even when we bring on team, like we're bringing on some high roles that we've never had in the past, it's like, hey, I just want to know you up front. Like I would love for you to be on to where we're going, but we refuse to do anything but grow in this business. So we're going to demand that you grow every single day. I would love to see you when we're making $1 million, $2 million a month. But hey, if you're on this team until we get to this number, and then we have to find someone else, that's totally fine as well. We are beyond thankful, right? So how many of you had that conversation with your team up front of what the true vision is before they take action? Or the vision that you see for them being able to do? Very, very important. And then number two, like what needs to be detached? What needs to go? What on your rocket ship needs to go? And then what's the next booster? Sweet. And it's so cool because God's not going to allow you to like continue to be the same person to take you where you need to go. What do you always say? I love your quote. He doesn't call the prepared, he prepares the called.
It's like
He's preparing all of us to get to where we need to go. You weren't given that vision just by out of nowhere. You were given that vision for a purpose.
Yeah, I think that's like, we tease a lot about that or talk a lot. And especially like when we talk about the Bible or different things together, it's like, Odell's made a lot of really amazing choices. Like he always got it, deeply rooted. And I look back and I'm like, I'm so grateful for forgiveness and second chances and like growing and learning and pushing through, and that like your past doesn't define your future. And it's like so cool, because that's why I love that, is like he literally has a plan for every single person, and like he always just like pours so much love over that. And like when you're around someone who's constantly like pouring love and life and like all of this, like we're crazy about it. Like we don't let proximity is I always say like proximity is like earned, so that's not just given. Right? Love, everyone you get love, everyone gets love from us. But proximity, no. Because you have to be that just like intentional about like what you're doing and what you're creating, right? It's so good.
And everything you're going through right now, go through it. We were driving this morning, I think, did anyone see all the fog out this morning? It's like wild. I'm just driving like, man, this is life. As I sometimes do, once in a while I have an allergy.
24/7.
Once in a while. So we were driving through and I'm like, man, you know how many people that are looking at this fog right now, and they would look at the fog because they can't see in that back wall, they would stand here and just say, well, I'm gonna wait for someone to come get me through the fog, or I'm gonna wait for it to clear up. I'm gonna wait for the path to get easier. I'm gonna wait for it to just be easy for me. The people on the other side, it must have been easy for them. Someone must have took them through. Or you have the people who are like, hey, I can't see past that wall, but I want to take a step. Whoa, now I can see one step past the wall. I just keep taking a step. Then as I go, I will learn what needs to get me to where I need to go. But you won't do it by staying there. So whatever you're going through right now, like go through it. God's refining something in your life that you aren't aware of. You won't know until you go through it every single time. And everything something happens, what do? We find the lesson in it. That's the first thing you think. What's the lesson that you're trying to teach me right now when you get through it? Like I'm learning something. But if you go through something, you're like, oh, there's no lessons. My life is just hard and everything never works for me. It's like, that's not good. There's always a lesson. Does that make sense?
Lord, fill me up, oh Lord, fill me up. I need you, Lord. Fill me up, oh Lord, fill me up. I need you. Where would I go without peace?
Awesome. Let's get this thing started. So, a lot of you know I love talking about leadership because it always starts at the top. If we don't have it at the top, how do we expect it to happen at the bottom? Org chart is what I'm speaking about. So, leadership that attracts. The one thing that every billionaire talks about, let me turn this down. By the way, this is my speaker. When I used to DJ weddings, Abby made me quit. Used to be one of my favorite businesses. It used to be so fun watching people get married. And now I'm getting married. But anyway, leadership that attracts. Every billionaire, everyone's making whatever money it is. What do they talk about? They talk about people and leadership. People and leadership. One of the most important things you can have in your business and understanding. Sweet. So, I always say this, your vision has to be so big that it encompasses other big visions to also work on your team. Your vision has to be so big that it allows for everyone else's vision to also fit within. Does that make sense? Meaning limitless earning capacity. Does your team know that they have limitless earning capacity if that's their goal? Do they know what they do links to revenue to have endless earning capacity? That's their vision. What is their vision? Guess what? Just because they're not the owner doesn't mean they can't make a six-figure salary, a multiple six-figure salary. But if you don't have clarity on how they can make a multiple six-figure salary or even $1 million a year, how would they do that? I love this. Dr. Shannon, she's out there right now. She's like working right now, closing, messaging, getting on phone calls, working. She knows exactly how she can get to 100, 200K a month herself. She will get there. And I'm going to tell you guys when she does as well. Everyone on our team knows exactly what they can do to also reach their goals in the business. And I love talking to you guys, Dr. Darren. What's your name again? Justin. Dr. Justin. I keep forgetting, I don't know why. I have so many names in my head. Dr. Justin, like we were just talking about you over there at lunch. It's like he brought his associate with him. I don't even like saying the word or like team. Like he brought a team member with him. Super, super important. Guess what? His vision is so big that Dr. Justin can also see his future life and his vision to live within it. A lot of people ask, like, why would they not want to go open their own practice? That means you're thinking too small. Your vision isn't big enough. Like your vision's so small that they're like, hey, it's not big enough for me to also reach my goals within it, so I'm going to go start my own thing. But Dr. Darren's vision is so big of multiple locations and growing at a speed in his leadership that he's like, why would I go do something else myself when I can be on this team and go a lot farther than I would have on my own and save so much headache and have fun doing it? That's what I mean by creating a vision so big that other visions can live within it. And then every single person on your team needs to know what they do that links to revenue, or what they do that can link to them reaching their next goal. And we were talking about this at lunch as well, but some people, their vision isn't even linked to revenue. But how do you know that if you haven't asked them? If you haven't asked them their grand vision, what's their vision? Some people's vision is like, hey, I want to be able to work, not set to certain hours, but be able to get my work done at any time that I want. Cool, this role is perfect for you. You can definitely do that. We can keep fostering to make sure that this role allows you to do that. As long as you're getting these 4 things done, we're okay with that. Does that make sense? But how do you know that if you don't ask them what their vision is? And one mistake that I made early on is like, don't think that your vision of more revenue or whatever, if it's not revenue, is also their vision. Everyone's different. We were talking at lunch. I still struggle with this a little bit. Like in school, just a few years ago, just like, why do my classmates think like me? Like I knew that I would be doing this. And this is even like the biggest thing that I have envisioned for my life. It's like, why don't they have the vision that I have? Why can't they see it? Why can't they see it? It's like God doesn't give that vision to everyone, right? He gives it to certain people to see so they can create the jobs. They can create everything for the people to then go have the vision to live within, to also reach theirs, right? Everyone doesn't have your vision. Everyone in this room is special. So you start to look at yourself as like, why don't other people see this? Well, why wouldn't they just go do this on their own? Or why wouldn't they do that? It's like, you have the vision. And I might go over this later, but there's a value ladder. The lowest on the value, a lot of you won't want to hear this, is implementation. The lowest on the value ladder, implementation. What is that? That's taking the nail to the hammer, or the hammer to the nail. That's putting on the roof. That's carrying the shingles, carrying the wood, carrying the chairs, doing this, flipping the burger. You're not going to like this that I equated it to it. That's patient care. That's doing the physical therapy, doing the chiropractic. Maybe not for ourselves, but for our associates, they should understand that. Because guess what? You can implement that. You can replace that fast. Next one, management. The manager of the person flipping the burger, making sure they show up to work, making sure they're on the schedule, making sure the material for the project that you're building arrives, for the construction. That's manager. Guess what? They can make a little more money, right? It's a little more complex than what they have to manage. Then the next one of that is the communication. The person who can communicate the vision to the manager managing the person implementing. It's like, hey, this project, we need to have this wrapped up in 2 weeks. What that's going to look like is boom, 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 boom. And guess what? Now the manager goes to manage where he just gets the vision from the communicator. What's higher than the communicator? The imaginator. Imagination is the highest. That's where you can earn billions. Billions. 9-figure billions. Imagine. All of us in here has that imagination. We have that vision. So don't limit yourself to not allowing you to replace yourself on that value ladder. Does that make sense? Implementation is the lowest. You can replace that. And then you should let your team know that as well. Not in a mean way, but in a very direct way. It's like, hey, do you realize like you can be the best adjuster, but you can't close, you can't market, you can't do anything else and still earn less than the worst adjuster in the world, but can close anyone that walks in this door into a plan of care. They don't even have to be a doc. Isn't that crazy? That's probably hard for them to realize. It's like you have the opportunity as well. You have to go learn more skills than just knowing how to adjust or knowing how to do physical therapy. I can find that anywhere. They graduate every single month, right? But I can't just go find anywhere someone who knows so well our program that they can convert them over here, knows patient stories, knows how to charismatically sell. So go learn that skill. Study the modules. Study that so you can then get to that level. It can be a doc. It cannot be a doc. Then the next level, hey, you want to step into leadership? You can earn more there. Hey, you can adjust. You can sell. You can do marketing. And you can lead those different departments to make sure that all those KPIs are being hit. You're irreplaceable. Like, I need you on this team. You can earn whatever you would like to. That's how you have to communicate with your team as well. So it's like, it's not enough for you to just know how to do this and come in the office and leave. It's just not enough.
I put my heart on the leash. I want the pain that I'm feeling to cease. I just be trying to grow up, but the pain from the past don't want to release. Now you gon' set me free. That's why I'm calling on you like gold.
You come in and like clients are all ready to buy when they come in. Like you just have to tell your team like, hey, don't mess it up. They're ready to buy. They already know that we provide results because they've seen testimonials of people just like them getting results. They already know what to expect when they come in. Like this is a new thing that I haven't taught on yet because it's like a little more advanced, but I think we need to talk about it. A setting page. So like we have the blitz, we have the hammer them. So it's called a confirmation page. We talked about it a little bit, but you want to have a VSL on your confirmation page. We can share ours in the group as well. I just want to send one that doesn't have pixels because then we'll be spending money on retargeting you guys. But we can share ours. But like, you sit there and you just, hey, welcome in. Congratulations on taking action to coming into our practice to get the care that you deserve. Hey, just want to be upfront with you. When you walk in, this is what to expect. The goal of this is to get you to take action. Like my job is to see exactly what's going on with you. And then if I think that we're a good fit, I'll offer you a spot to work with us in our program. And if I don't think you are one, I'll point you in the right direction. And I'll be open and honest with you. Like you're probably wondering in your head, do you take my insurance? It's like, hey, I would be wondering the same thing. Charismatic selling. So I'm like charismatically going through these objections. It's not just, I don't take your insurance. Right? It's like, all right, next. It's like, hey, you're probably wondering like, do you take my insurance? And let me tell you, hey, I used to be a student once, or whatever it is for you. I used to take insurance in my clinic. It's like, man, I realized I was doing patients a disservice. You wanna know why? Because insurance is a business. Insurance is a business. They wanted to give me and give as little as possible for your care because they're a business. They want to save money. I said, man, I can no longer do that. Like it doesn't align with my values. I want to give you as much as you can. I don't want it to be limited because insurance wants to save money. They're not doctors. They've never seen a patient. So we give you exactly what you need. And that's why we decided to part ways. Goodbye, friend. You're also probably wondering, like, am I going to expect you to take action when you come in? Yes. Hey, so if there's a spouse involved in your decision, make sure they're present. Make sure you bring them. And if they can't come, go ahead and like look at the number below. Give us a quick call. Our team will get you on the schedule for when you both can be present if they're needed to be there for you to make a decision today. That's just 2 of them. There's a bunch more, right? So when they come in, they're not then asking, do you take my insurance? Oh man, I need to go talk to my spouse. Oh, how long is it going to take? What's the average cost? Hey, I'll be honest with you. We have plans for different, based on what you're going on once we see you in person to see what's going on. It can range from $3,000 to $5,000. I don't know until you see you. And I would tell you, be wary of the doctor who's giving you a price of the service before they even come in. They don't know they're just putting you in the box. You see, I was like charismatically sold that. It's like they're giving you one price, like they're just putting you in the box of care. We don't do that here. It can range. So I'll be doing you a disservice if I just told you it was going to be $5,000 or $3,000. Like, let's get you in to make sure, one, that we can help you. Is that person going to come through there and like trust? Isn't that cool? That's 3. There's more as well. We can do a whole training on this. But so you send, he's like, please, you send this page, it's called a confirmation page, after they book with you, no matter what funnel it is. Funnel, landing page, DM funnel. Once they book that appointment, boom, they get hit with the hammer them sequence already happening in the background. And then you say, you must watch this before you come into the practice. We recently did that. People showing up, they're ready to go. Some of you probably seen our video, the newer docs. Like, did Dr. Shannon say, all right, I'm going to turn off my camera and you're going to watch this video and just pop back on when you're done watching it? That's that video. And then when you watch it, you're like, oh, I know so much in that 10-minute video that she doesn't have to repeat, that your docs, you in the office, don't have to repeat. It's the same thing. Like, how many times are you going to get hit with the same 5 objections and not be able to overcome it? Or get with the same 5 and then allow the next person to come in with the same exact pre-frame? It's like, we got to like reframe them before they get in front of you first. Does that make sense? Do you guys want to do like a training on that too? I think that confirmation page is huge. Sweet. And then your job with your patient conversion is to vet, align, and trust. When you talk to your patients, Dr. Shannon, she's doing a sales presentation tomorrow, which is going to be amazing. So I want to go deep into that. But like your verbiage is like, hey, I'm making sure you're a good fit for us. Like, you don't need the patient. They're the ones with the issue or the diagnosis, right? They need you. My job is that, like, if you don't want help, you don't have to come here. That should be like the mindset. Not, oh my gosh, I really need a patient. Like, I have bills due. Oh man, I really want to hire. Okay, it's a low month right now. I really need this person. Please just take action. It's like, hey, I'll be honest with you, taking care here, it's not gonna make my knee feel better. My knee doesn't hurt. But I can tell you, you taking action right now, we will get you to where you wanna be. You have one job in this relationship, and that's to say yes and take action, and then do the plan that we create. That's it. I'm not selling you anything. Isn't that cool? I remember in the clinic too, Dr. Nick, some people were like, oh, sell me. Someone tells me, like, sell you what? Like, what do you mean sell you? I'm not here to sell you. You have this issue and that issue and that issue going on, right? Do you want help with that? Yes, I do. Okay, I'm here to see if we can actually help you with what you need help with. I'm not selling you anything. That should be your communication in your marketing, when they're coming in the door. But as soon as it's not, people can see it. That's psychology. Tonality and body language is what percent of the sell? Anyone remember? Yeah, close. 93%. 93%, or 97% actually, I think. One of those two. Of the sell. So how are we communicating? How are we showing up? Even when we know that the month is a little low. You have goals to get to. Sweet. I love this. How fast can you find and fix the bottlenecks? The bottleneck. I was actually gonna buy some hose or something to bring up here, like water hose. So you have you're trying to garden a beautiful garden back there, shout out to Jen, and you have a hose going back there and you're at the end of the water hose and you're just like, why isn't this thing coming out the way I want it to? Maybe it's a little sprinkle, maybe it's half coming out, maybe it's drizzling out. You're like, what's going on? Some of us would just sit there and be like, all right, let me just water with what I have. Others would be like, let me go shut the water off. This entire water hose doesn't work. Let me go buy another one. Why does my water hose not always work? And then other people, they go find the bottleneck. They're like, where is it being cut off? Let me not shut off the fountain, because clearly it's coming through somewhere. So either it has a hole in it or has a little kink in it. And then you're like, boom, found the kink, found the bottleneck. This is where the flow is stopping. Let me fix the bottleneck, keep everything else the way it is, and it's gonna start flowing. That means a funnel. Man, I tell you, I even pre-reference a lot of you, hey, when you start these ads, that's why we try not to push everyone to start ads right away, because it does take some work. But a lot of you start freaking out. It's not working. I'm gonna shut it off. I'm gonna try a different structure. I'm gonna try this. I'm like, that's the worst thing to do.
Know that you with me when I'm going through it. Wouldn't be here if I didn't put you in.
But I want this talk to be interactive. You guys better be excited. This is the architecture of wealth. This is the stuff that I just kept feeling man, how do people do it? How do people structure their businesses, how do you buy property? How do you get in the game? I keep hearing about I want to see my money. I want to feel my money. I want cash flow. I want this. I want that. How do you get there? Raise your hand if anyone in this room has ever felt behind. Look around. Look around. Look around. I have my hand up. Odell, you ever felt behind? Every single person in this room. We are all the same. This building that you're sitting in right now, it was just 4 years ago that I walked in here with my friend Jen that owns this and my uncle. It's dirt floor. There's a tractor, a hole. She's like, I'm going to buy this. I'm like, let's go. Spent all of Thanksgiving, didn't have the kiddos, spent all of Thanksgiving just painting for 3 days straight. Right? Just 4 years ago, guys. Last weekend, there was someone that I was telling at the break that this guy's talking about. He's like, just a month ago, I was in a bankruptcy lawyer's office. A month ago. Guess where he was when we talked to him? 1.2 million that month. That month. So the same things that we're saying with limiting beliefs and identities and timelines, and we really have to debunk that time that it's gonna take, and we have to start to say how is it structured? Because the framework that you unlock is that wealth really comes down to how you allow your life to actually be paid for by the assets that you own. What is financial freedom? The definition of financial freedom is when your cash flow, not your cash flow, your passive, important, your passive cash flow every single month actually covers every single expense for your life. Kevin O'Leary, if you guys, anyone ever heard of Kevin O'Leary? Yeah, he always says that it's usually about like $5 million. So $5 million, 4% law, it's like, that usually gives you enough cash flow to cover all of your expenses. So that's the first, like, if you have nowhere where to start, that's the first like idea of where to start, right? So what is being rich? What's being rich? Throw some stuff out there. Not worry, I love that. What's being rich? Travel. What else is being rich? Freedom. Yeah. So rich isn't so much like a gross revenue number, right? Because there are plenty of companies that make $1 million and spend $999,000 of it, right? I owned a cafe, I can break that down for you. Doesn't make any money, okay? Being rich is the ability to, like we said, have passive money coming in for freedom. You are not tied to time for money exchange. Your daily, like what you want out of your life, what you want your daily, what you eat, what you drive, where you live, what you purchase, all of that is covered without having to worry about going out and creating that. Does that make sense? Very, very cool. So some of this for where you guys are at might be like, whoa, I don't need any of that yet, but let it start to resonate, let it start to hit, and it's gonna give you some tools for like structuring your life to not only protect you, but give you an idea of how you do this. And I want you guys to ask questions throughout, okay? So structure is the wellness protocol of wealth, right? Like it is how everything comes down to it, because so many times without proper structure, I hear this all the time, is like docs are just allowing their personal expenses just to flow through the office. They're like, I have no idea what the business actually makes, what I just charge everything to it, I flow everything through it. You don't have to feel like bad about that if you do that right now, but if we are going to start to treat it like a business, then let's start to pull that out and actually look at it like a business. Does that make sense? In a business, we don't run all of our stuff through. A business is profitable. We know our numbers. We take a draw from it. The draw comes up into our capital company. The capital company is what we actually deploy or have buy and purchase our assets. So once you unlock the framework that like, the more you are able, I always say like, have you guys ever heard me say like, I'm in partnership with the bank? I'm in partnership with the government too. The government allows me to keep my money because I work with them to purchase more properties, create more living spaces, deploy more capital, and put my neck on the line, spend my time, my energy, my risk, everything for building like real estate or these like assets for people to utilize.
I put my heart on a leash. I want the pain that I'm feeling to cease. I just be trying to grow up, but the pain from the past don't want to release.
So if you guys are writing down right now, what I would write down is like, what is my financial freedom number monthly? And I'll give you guys a few minutes and just ballpark this right now of like, man, my dream house, my dream car, my dream food, my dream massages, my dream like everything. What do I need to live the life that I want to live? Sweet. Okay, you're gonna multiply that number by 12. That's gonna give you your annual drip that you guys need. Then you're gonna divide that by 0.1. It's gonna give you your first goal number. Then I want you to take that same number and divide it by 0.4. That's gonna give you your second goal number. So you're gonna take what you need for your drip every single month, times it by 12 to get your annual, what you need to make in cash flow. And then you're gonna take that and you're gonna divide it by 0.10. That's gonna give you your first goal, like that's your first freedom number. Now, instead of knowing a 10% return, so a lot of real estate, I like to do it like a 10% return, just all starts to kind of shake out that way. Also like the S&P or stock markets and stuff, like anywhere from 7 to 10% on average over enough time is a fair guesstimate to it. But the second freedom number that I want you to do is to divide it by 0.04. I might have said 0.4 the first time. 4%.
The same annual number.
Yes. That's going to give you basically like if you were to store your money in a very, very safe, nothing's going to happen, high yield savings type, very safe storing, 4% return, that's your second freedom number. Okay, so let's say that your monthly drip, you need $50K per month. Okay? That's how much your family is gonna need. Pretty similar to Dr. Angie, right? I think hers was 60. So 50K times 12 months, someone do that for me? 600K. Okay, so I need to be able to make $600,000 a year from my assets. And I'm cruising, right? So what amount in assets times 0.10 equals 10%, because a 10% return, right? 6 million, right? So I need, my first freedom number is $6 million in real estate. Now, if I do $600,000 and I divide it by 0.15 million, that's your second freedom number. But again, that was on 50K a month, you guys. So the average American, like Kevin O'Leary will say, that should be about 5 million for most people. And that's about like 180 to 200K a year. Does that make sense? Anyone tracking? Any questions on it? So the first one at 10% returns is gonna be like the average that a property or real estate's gonna give you back on average is a 10% return. Same thing with like the S&P, right? Like 8 to 10%, 7 to 10% returns. So if I have this amount stacked in the S&P, this is what I'm guaranteed dripping, getting back month over month without touching the principal. Boom, take it, spend it, repeat, comes right back. Boom, take it, spend it, repeat, comes right back. I never have to do a thing again, right? And then your second freedom, that rule of 4%, that's basically saying like that's the safest like exit number. You could store that in a high yield savings for all anyone cares, right? A CD for all anyone cares. Like you're just like the safest, nothing is happening to that. And that's like the drip you're eternally getting back. So I want you guys to start to just like see those numbers and how you work backwards to calculate them. That gives you an idea in real estate, like what you're going to work towards. Who in this room wants to own real estate? Yeah, let's go. So you're all real estate investors. You're all real estate investors. So you need to start to be very comfortable and aware of these like returns and these numbers like this. Super duper exciting. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go into the limiting beliefs. So the things that we tell ourselves that keep us poor and the truths that are gonna start to set us free. Who did that like light bulb out and I was like, okay, then you're a real estate investor, correct? So you have a portfolio, correct? Those are the way that we have to start to speak about ourselves and speak about like what we're building and also understand like what it looks like to step out and exit these things.
I put my heart on a leash. I want the pain that I'm feeling to cease. I just be trying to grow up, but the pain from the past don't want to release.
Secondary, if you just are working in your business, like you're an employee of that business. I would take that fast, active money and I would learn how to invest in team and get my marketing dialed down to make my earning potential faster. It is so slow making money on real estate. Airbnbs are a little more helpful, right? But the people doing that stuff are probably leveraging it as like, I have a money problem, so I'm gonna do this as strategy for like tax strategy, and I couldn't push more. They won't let me spend more on ads. I literally cannot put more money into this. And I also have this sitting over here, like this cash over here, like it's doing nothing. So let's start making it active, because one of the things that I used to do is like, oh, it felt so good, guys, to see 6 figures finally hit my bank account. And I'm like, you stay there forever in my checking account. And then I had like a mentor like, that's dumb. I'm like, really? The last thing you want to see, and Grant Cardone always says that too, right? Like, I don't want to see money in my account. That means nothing's working for me. I got to deploy it. So that was I heard that one line and a light bulb went off. I was like, I don't want that money in my account. I need to deploy it. So now, guess what version 2.0 of me? I had to get very comfortable with money moving massive amounts out and that account dropping. We bought 2 properties cash. It's like, because it was the best move to pull out and refi, but it's like, I had to be willing to see an account drop $450K. But understand that it's now put into an asset. I can pull it out. I can move it in a different way. It knocked out 120 off of my taxes that I would have gave to the government, right? So like these versions, you have to get used to leveraging and utilizing money as a tool as well, and understanding like when I make that decision, it's also for strategy. I think that like using an SBA loan, they're a pain in the butt to fill out. I got a few when they were like 3%. Now they're like 8%. But it's one of the only places they're willing to literally be like, all you have to put up is 10%. And we'll get you started with this like property for your small business. And then forced appreciation. Who's ever heard of forced appreciation? So we can start to play with concepts like forced appreciation on things like that using an SBA loan. Okay, so for example, this right here, it's like this was a vacant, worth probably nothing, right? Now, if it cash flows 20 to 50, I'm making numbers up, I have no idea, $50,000 a month as a venue, then it's now a business and it's evaluated at whatever, 1.2 million, right? Or for example, if you buy a property for $200,000 and then you're able to, say it's like a duplex, and you buy it for like $200,000 and the rent's like $500 in each unit. And you go in and you update it and you are able to move, because you updated it, you're able to move the rent up to $1,500 per unit. You've taken it from being evaluated at $1,000 a month or making $12,000 a year to $30,000. That's almost a 3x. So now the bank says, this is how money's out of thin air. Now you literally go to the bank, they're like, oh yeah, that's worth $350K. You're like, what? Yeah. What do you want? You want to take like up to 80%? We can give you up to 80% cash money, go do another project. You're like, okay. That's where it's like you forced appreciation. You created value out of like nothing, right? If you guys can start to have that light bulb go off, you can start to like understand that, and like businesses are the same. You can go into businesses, like Odell and I always tease about that. We'll probably get old and do fun stuff like this. You can go into a nail salon, like a rundown nail salon, flip it, put automations, get a good team, clean it up, update it, get it from making $10,000 to $40,000, get them on recurring revenue, get an AI bot, get this going, get whatever, have it increase, and in 2 years, sell it to someone for whatever, right? And you're like, whoa, I just made $800K flipping that business. Does that make sense? It's a roundabout way, and I'll look at it. We were talking scaling aggressively. Put your money into aggressively scaling until you have a money issue, then stick it into property. Start with a vertical integrated property. That's a mistake I made, like too many rabbits, man. I'm starting Airbnbs, I've got commercial properties, I got a cafe, I've got 2 practices. Too many rabbits, right? Learned a lot, and God was preparing me for like our portfolio and like all the real estate, and I love it. It's my green zone. But like it will pull you from it, or get a really good team so that you can stay hands off in it, especially with your goals. Once you get to the other aha moment that helped me was like every opportunity that you have right now, Abby, at like X amount of million net worth, at 10 million, at 100 million, at 200 million, you will have the same opportunities. You're just gonna have more.
I need you, I need you. I need you, I need you. I need you, I need you. I need you, I need you.